You were such a good boy today. I'm so proud of you. Give me 5. All right. Hello everybody, welcome to my tiny cabin up north in Minnesota. In this video, it's all work and no play. We have all the materials now to install the roofing on the bunkhouse. So this video is going to be all about installing a metal roof on the tiny cabin, aka the bunkhouse. Good morning everybody. My intention was to hop right on that roof early this morning, but according to the weather, we're in for several rounds of thunderstorms today. So I'm probably going to put that idea on hold. One of the things I want to do is rip off that old tar paper that protected the roof through the winter and then put on a new layer of stick-on underlayment and then start working on the drip edge soffits. Well, I don't really want to tear all of the protection off the roof if it's going to be raining all day, and I don't really want to be working on the roof if it's going to be wet and slippery. But the other thing I wanted to tell you this morning, and I'm kind of keeping my eyes peeled as we're talking here, is I just got an alert on my camera about 15 minutes ago that there was a bear in the yard. And I've had this bear around camp for the last 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks, and I haven't seen him for about a week, but now he was just here about 15 minutes ago because I get cellular updates, so I get real-time updates on my cameras, and so I just want to be real careful about him today and with River Dog. And you know, I hate to say it, but I'm probably gonna have to start carrying a gun for a while until I deal with this bear issue. If nothing else, just to make a noise, just to be able to make a noise and scare him away if he gets too close to camp. So, anyway, I'll keep you updated on that situation. So as far as the rain day, I don't know. I think maybe we're gonna go to town and steal some internet from somewhere and maybe upload a video. Or if nothing else, get some editing done. So we're not gonna waste the day, that's for sure. But they said it's going to start raining in 6 minutes, so yikes. Well, I did it. I lost another one of my pocket knives. The last time I remember having it was when I planted this apple tree behind me. Well, I looked all over for the knife, haven't found it yet. So I thought, well, let's bring out the old metal detector and see if I buried it on accident. The irony of this is the pocket knife that I had before this one, I lost about 2 years ago planting apple trees in the back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to metal detect around this apple tree. Hopefully I can find the knife. If not, I have no idea where it is. And find it or not, I think I'm going to check the other apple trees as well. The problem I haven't done it sooner is because it's wrapped with steel posts and wire to keep the deer out of them. So I couldn't really use my metal detector to check. But those apple trees aren't doing very well anyway because it's too shady where they're at. So I think I'll take the fencing down, give the old metal detector a try. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Well, I guess I can be confident that I didn't leave it here. I must have picked it up because it's definitely not here. Shoot. Come on, sit down. We'll have story time. I've been talking to you. I wasn't talking to you, River Dog. 75. Well done. Remember years ago when everybody used to make sun tea? They even sold the little jars with the spigots on them. Does anybody do that anymore? Somebody mentioned burning coffee to keep mosquitoes down. So I thought I would try it, but so I get coffee from the local coffee shop. A lot of times it comes in these little pellet chunks from like the machine they use. So I thought, well, if I could dry that, that would make it easier to burn. So anyway, I'm gonna let the stuff sit out in the sun and see if it can get dry enough, and maybe I'll try burning it tonight and see if it helps with the mosquitoes. Speaking of helping with mosquitoes, the dragonflies are out and about. Love the dragonfly. I love the dragonflies. They're so cool. Plus, not to mention the fact that they eat mosquitoes. Hopefully they're getting their bellies full today. Well, it looks like we got a little break in the rain for a while, so I think we're going to try to get some of these soffits knocked out. I suppose we should check the bird nest though and see what we have going on there, but let's get these soffits in here first. I'd like to finish this end off, but we still have that bird nest up there. So let's take a look and see how our birdies are doing. Is there a bird in there? I can't see in the camera very well. I think there's birds in there. Oh, that means we have to wait again. How long does it take for birds to leave the nest? Well, I think we're going to try to finish off this end at least and get this soffit finished off. What I'm doing is I have my drill holes marked out on this stick. As you can see, there's a number 2, and ironically my measurements lined up with this seam perfectly, so that's a good guide too. So what I'm going to do is just go through and drill my holes now and then tap my screws in. So I finally got smart and I pre-drilled all the holes in the sheets at the appropriate spacing. The reason I didn't do that initially was because I just wasn't confident that I would put the holes in the right place. I know how silly that sounds, So I decided I was just going to drill the holes. How hard can it be, right? So I spaced out my things, so I spaced out my measurements, started drilling my holes, and then it dawned on me. It makes a difference which side of the panel is the long side or the ridge side, because one ends in a ridge and the other ends in a flat. And if you have them reversed, then all of your lines are going to be off. Guess who did that? Luckily for me, the 6 inches from the bottom can also work 6 inches from the top, and my two measurements in the middle, because I just divided it equally, it's going to work out. It's going to be just fine. But now I have to put an extra row of screws in the top, which is probably fine. Maybe I should have done that anyway, but I'm going to now. This is why you pay people to do things. All right, let's get 1 or 2 more sheets on and call it a night. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work for somebody who's never done it before. And on an 8/12 pitch, it wasn't a lot of fun, honestly. But that's what we're looking like so far. Whew. All right, I got a couple bolts screws to tighten up down there, and then we're done with this side for now. On the menu tonight, we are having deep fried venison. I've had some oil in the closet that I've been kind of wanting to use up. And if you can deep fry a pickle or a Twinkie, then you can deep fry venison chunks. And we're going to have some French fries that have been thawed out for the past 2-3 days. That should be interesting. I got the first roof panel on the roof. I got it set into place, the measurement's perfect. I went to drill the first screw in, and the bit that I thought was the right bit, the nut driver bit, is just a little bit off, so it would fit the screw, but under torque it would just strip. So of course I didn't have the bit, and then it started raining, so then I'm like, the heck with it, I'm going to town. So I drove all the way into town, got cleaned up at the local fitness center, and got a new bit, and now it's quit raining, so hopefully we're going to throw some supper on. And there you have it. Deep fried venison chunks. It's kind of like a country steak, if you would. What I really need is some horseradish sauce. That would be fantastic. That would be really good. A while back, somebody mentioned burning coffee grounds as an insect or as a mosquito repellent. So I had these coffee grounds drying in the sun all day yesterday, and I thought I would try them, wondering if they would even burn. But boy, they smolder and put out like a little, like they put out smoke. So if that keeps the mosquitoes away, that might be an awesome tip. So thank you for that, whoever mentioned that. It's been, I think it was probably last year somebody brought it up. Well, let's see if it keeps them away. Good morning, everybody. It looks like it's going to be another beautiful day in the Northwoods. First project this morning is to get the scaffold from this side of the bunkhouse to the other side of the bunkhouse, which is always an ordeal because I try to just roll it and skirting between trees and over the undulations of the ground. It's usually quite the ordeal. But it's good to be done with this side and moving on to the next. I was just spending the morning responding to all of your comments from the video I put out yesterday on the siding of the bunkhouse. And my videos are typically maybe 2 weeks behind, give or take. So there's actually another video in between the siding video and this video of when my daughter comes to visit. So anyway, the point is, thank you for leaving your comments. Number one, it's always nice to stay in touch with you guys. I feel like I have built these relationships with many of you over the years, and it's always fun to hear what's going on in your life and where your cabins are at and things like that. So thank you for that. And second of all, it does help the channel. Interaction with the channel makes YouTube think, hey, people enjoy watching these videos, and therefore they're more apt to show them to new people. And so even if some of you will just put like a smiley face or a thumbs up comment because you don't have anything to say, I get it. Well, I appreciate that too. And basically that's just telling me you're saying hi and supporting the channel. And that's important. And I appreciate you taking the effort to do that. So thanks for the comments, guys. Thanks for the likes. I love you guys. You're so good to me. Better than I deserve, I would say. All right, enough talking. Let's get to work for once, huh? Let's get to work for a change, shall we? Let's get this roof knocked out today. That would be a wonderful thing. If we do the rake, gable, if we do the rest of the fascia, rakes, and peak tomorrow, I'm okay, but I'd really like to get the panels done today. So let's get cracking. done. Done at last. Well, at least with the panels. I still have to do the roof peak, and I still have to do the gable fascia and the rakers. Right now I just want to celebrate being done with the panels. Well, on the menu tonight, we've got some chicken thighs on the grill. And I thought I would maybe use up some of those French fries we had the other night and get those used up. And my cooler is set at a refrigerator temperature, so they've been thawed for a couple days, so kind of want to use them up and be done with them. Well, since we're just standing around waiting for dinner to cook, that's what we did on the bunkhouse today. So the bunker officially has the roof installed, although it's not finished. What I was just working on a little bit ago was I need to put fascia on the front gable ends and also the rakers and the roof peak. But before I put the fascia on the front, I need to kind of fold over the side fascia so it blends. That's what I've been working on, but I think we're going to call it a night. It's about 8 o'clock and it's going to get dark in about an hour and a half. I may take old River Dog down to the lake for a swim because he was swimming in the mucky creek back there and he's all full of mud. So it'd be nice to get him cleaned off before he comes in the cabin tonight. A Papa lunch. No, no. Well, we have lots to be thankful for today, so before we eat, let's just take a moment and recognize our blessings, shall we? Father, thank you for a safe and productive day on the roof. Thank you, Father, that there were no accidents, and for the most part, things went together pretty well. Thank you for good food and good dogs and good summer days. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, I'm going to get a fork, but I think that might need to go back on the grill. Looks a little bloody. Looks like the juice is a little pink. Oh, I will catch you guys later. Last night I put the gable rakers on and it was a little bit rainy and dark to film, so I just finished it up. But now I have to trim the ends on both sides and then move on to the back. But I still have the bird nest in the one side, so I'm kind of stuck with that until the birds hatch out. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the front end up and maybe put some of the trim boards on the corners and the windows and whatnot. Then we might call it for this week's video. I've got quite a bit of footage to go through and I don't want a 3-hour video, so we'll probably cut this video short after that. But thanks for hanging out with us this week, everybody. I appreciate you, love you, and we will see you soon. I'm just going to give you a quick look at what I'm doing, and then we're moving on. And then I'm going to end the video because it's raining. So right now I'm just adding a couple pieces of trim, cover up the flashing, and then the corner trims. I already did the door, and maybe I'll do the windows if it doesn't start raining too hard. And then I'm going to trim this raker off, and that will be done. And then hopefully, oh, I got to put trim up on top too. Anyway, it's raining. I need to work, so I don't want you guys to get wet. So I'm going to put you away, and maybe I'll show you an end video. If not, I will catch you guys next video. It's probably hard to tell through all the trees, but we got the soffits in, we got the fascia up, we got the drip edge up, we got the steel roof put on, and we got the rakers put on. Well, almost. We still have to do in the back where the birds are nesting. But other than that, I think we had a productive couple of days. So finally, I feel like we made some progress. Still lots of little trim pieces to do, and still got to do the trim in the peaks up there and the roof, or the peaks. But we'll get those knocked out and move on inside.